Wait, is Agile just Scrum?
Not quite. Agile is the mindset. Scrum is a framework within Agile. Others include Kanban, which is visual boards, work in progress limits, XP, which is extreme programming for engineers, and SAFe, which is Agile at scale. But Scrum is a good place to start for most freshers.
Lesson for freshers. Agile is not just a method, it's a way of working, thinking, and growing. Whether you're building an app, writing content, or managing support, Agile helps you deliver value faster and smarter.
So, next time someone says, "Hey, let's run this Agile," don't panic. Just grab a sticky note, fire up a Kanban board, and start sprinting. Product owner, the visionary. Think of the PO as the startup founder in a hoodie who lives and breathes customer pain points. They prioritize features in the backlog, say what needs to be done, balance user needs with business goals, love Post-its a lot, build what matters, not what's loudest.
Scrum Master, the flow keeper. Not a boss, not a manager, more like a Zen traffic cop for the team. They facilitate stand-ups, retros, planning, remove roadblocks like approvals or unclear requirements, keep the Agile train on track. Quote Agile Manifesto like it's scripture. I don't manage people, I protect their time.
Superpower of DSU. When done right, DSU helps you spot blockers early, offer or receive help fast, prevent dead sprint stories, feel connected, even remotely. DSU isn't just about updates, it's about staying in sync without drowning in meetings. What DSU is not, please, for the love of Agile? A daily exam, a time to impress, a place to solve everything, a replacement for proper one-on-ones or planning. What exactly is DSU? It's a 15-minute, no-frills check-in where the team aligns on what I did yesterday, what I'm doing today, any blockers in my way. That's it. No discussions, no detours, just a verbal GPS recalibration to keep the sprint on track. If sprint is the road trip, DSU is the pit stop. Why 15 minutes only? Because time is sacred, and long meetings are soul-sucking black holes. This ain't a TED Talk. It's Agile accountability at warp speed. The moment someone says, "I just need 2 more minutes," you know it's turning into a saga. Who runs the show? The Scrum Master usually facilitates. They ensure no one turns this into a project status meeting for upper management. Scrum Master, cheerfully. Let's stay in the lane, folks. Blockers only, not therapy.
Alex's first sprint. Let's recap. Day, mood, realization. Monday, so we're building a login flow. Tuesday, I finished my story early. Wednesday, why is QA rejecting my ticket? Thursday, merge conflicts are evil. Friday, we actually pulled it off. Retro, we should have tested earlier. Quick sprint facts. Can we change the scope mid-sprint? Nope, that's illegal in Agile land. Do all sprints end with the working feature? Ideally, yes. Realistically, not always. But we learn either way. Is there a prize if we finish early? Maybe a donut, or more work, depends on your manager. So, what actually happens in a sprint? Each sprint follows this magical loop. Sprint planning, what can we realistically finish? Sprint goals, why are we doing this? Execution, let's build stuff. Daily stand-ups, are we lost yet? Sprint review, ta-da! Here's what we made. Retrospective, we should have tested earlier. Then it loops, again and again. Kind of like Netflix's Are You Still Watching, but for your project. Why sprints exist: to keep the team focused, to test and learn quickly, to avoid overcommitting for 6 months and realizing, oops, we built the wrong thing. Think of a sprint like a 2-week experiment where you build, demo, learn.
The real power of a Scrum Master. They keep the team aligned. They create psychological safety. They coach, not control. They make Agile work in messy, real-life environments. They're not your supervisor. They're your strategic ally. Lessons from the war room. Don't wait for Scrum Masters to give you orders. Ask for support. Respect their invisible work. They're blocking nonsense so you can code in peace. They're the bridge between chaos and clarity. And no, you don't need to CC them on everything. What is a Scrum Master really? Imagine a yoga instructor for stressed-out Agile teams, or the air traffic controller for your sprint runway, or the team therapist who helps everyone play nice and speak up. Officially, a Scrum Master helps the team understand and follow Scrum practices while removing obstacles, facilitating ceremonies, and protecting the team from distractions. So no, they're not your boss. But yes, they might save your career by helping you stay sane and focused. What the Scrum Master actually does and doesn't. They do, they don't. Facilitate stand-ups. Set your goals. Shield you from scope creep. Approve vacations. Coach the team on Agile. Remove blockers like endless approvals. Help the product owner clarify stories. Judge you for bugs. Assign tasks top-down. They're like the Gandalf of your project journey. You shall not pass unnecessary meetings. Who's the real boss? It's not the Scrum Master. It's not even the product owner. It's the team. Agile flips the script. You self-organize. You commit to goals. You decide how to deliver. The Scrum Master simply makes sure the system supports your success, not sabotages it.
What makes a great PO? Customer whisperer, deep understanding of user needs. Backlog ninja, maintains a clear, refined, prioritized list. Business translator, converts biz goals into dev stories. Decision maker, can say no and stand by it. Always available, but not clingy. Answer the team's burning questions with clarity, not chaos. They're not your boss, but they are your narrative guide. They tell you what problem to solve, not how to solve it. Lessons from the backlog battlefield. Respect the backlog. It's the team's true north. Don't ghost your PO. They need your feedback. Challenge assumptions, but don't expect them to code it for you. Great POs don't chase features. They hunt for value, is the product owner. Short answer, they're the bridge between business strategy and the tech team. Long answer, they decide what the team should build, why, and in what order. Not how to build it. Think of them as the editor-in-chief of your product. Every feature is a pitch. The backlog, your content calendar. The PO, the one deciding what makes it to print. Not a project manager, not a scrum master, not a boss. Let's clarify that again. Role, yes, they do. But they don't define product vision, manage people, prioritize backlog, estimate story points, say yes or no to stories, code or QA. Talk to stakeholders. Run daily stand-ups. They're the voice of the customer, the guardian of value, and occasionally the dream crusher. No, we're not building a dark mode for a banking app this sprint. 3. The life cycle of a ticket and its afterlife. A healthy ticket life cycle. To do, in progress, in review, in testing, done. Reopened? If it gets reopened, it means something went wrong. Or worse, something was assumed right.
RCA is not about finding the guilty. It's about finding the trigger, the gap, and the fix.
Here's the breakdown. What happened? For example, users couldn't log in from 8:10 a.m. to 9:45 a.m.
Why did it happen? For example, a failed database migration script was pushed without validation.
What went wrong in the process? For example, code review was skipped due to sprint pressure.
How can we prevent it next time? For example, enforce CI/CD checks and rollback strategy.
RCA tools freshers should know. Tool, purpose.
5 whys. Keep asking why until you hit the root cause. Fishbone diagram. Visualize the categories of causes. Timeline analysis. Reconstruct the outage minute by minute.
Rookie mistakes to avoid. Silent developers. Speak up. Walk the stakeholder through what's happening. Slides-only approach. Show real features, not mock-ups. Over-talking. Keep it crisp. Let the product do the talking. And the classic. It worked on my machine. Test before the demo. Every time.
Freshers, here's your Agile wisdom drop. You don't have to present, just walk them through what you built. Even if you fixed a bug, you can explain how it added value. Stakeholders are your GPS. Their feedback steers the product direction. Don't fear feedback. Fear building something no one wants.
How to handle reopened tickets like a pro. Stay calm, not defensive. It's not a personal attack. Reread the ticket and comment. Was something missed? Talk to the reporter. What exactly is still broken? Fix it with clarity. Update logs. Add test notes. Double-check the reproduction steps. Over-communicate. I've deployed it to QA. Here's how to test. Let me know if anything's still off. Rookie red flags to avoid. Closing tickets without attaching proof. Ignoring edge cases. Assuming testers will read your mind. Thinking done means forever. Agile isn't about being fast. It's about being right. Freshers, your Agile lesson. Done doesn't mean never to be touched again. Test with empathy, not just for code, but for how people will use it. Always ask, if I were the user, would I call this done? Zombie tickets aren't failures. They're feedback in disguise. How freshers can exercise vague stories. Ask questions early. Don't assume. Challenge ambiguity. Push for acceptance criteria. What does done look like? Flag unknowns in planning. Say it. This story feels vague. Document everything. If you find details, write them down. Help future Liam. Break it down. Turn massive blurry tickets into smaller, clear tasks. What really happens behind the scenes? Zombie tickets often rise because of reason, translation, poor communication. You said fixed, the user heard still broken. Incomplete acceptance criteria.
You coded the obvious, missed the nuance. No real testing. Dev environment doesn't equal real-world scenario. Skipped RCA. Root cause never found, so it keeps resurfacing. Know your SLAs. Don't just work the ticket, know the timer. Use reminders, set alarms, notifications, carrier pigeons, whatever works. Ask for help early. Better to raise your hand than hide a grenade. Add status updates, waiting for logs, debugging in progress, even still investigating helps. Escalate before it escalates. If you can't fix it, flag it. Rookie mistakes to avoid. Ignoring low-priority tickets. Assuming someone else is handling it. Leaving vague comments like, fixed, try again. Not checking the SLA clocks in your tool. Jira, ServiceNow, etc.
Agile lesson for freshers. In Agile, speed isn't always about velocity points. Sometimes it's about responsiveness. An SLA is a trust meter. Miss it too often, and users stop trusting. The faster you acknowledge, the more time you get to fix.
What is an SLA really? In simple terms, SLA equals the promise. We'll respond, fix this within X hours or days, or else. SLA type, example. Response time, acknowledge within 2 hours. Resolution time, fix the issue in 24 hours. SLAs are like dating rules in the workplace, like don't leave people hanging.
Scene 2. Why SLAs matter and who's watching. It's not just about timelines. SLAs are tied to customer satisfaction. Nobody likes being ignored. Contracts and renewals. Executive reports. Escalations, aka the maze.
What is velocity? Velocity in Agile is a measure of how much work a team completes in a sprint, usually in story points, used to predict how much can be delivered in future sprints. But it only tells how much was done, not how meaningful it was. You can run 100 miles per hour in the wrong direction. Still fast, still wrong. 3. The INVEST magic formula. To avoid ghost stories, Agile uses the INVEST checklist for good user stories. Letter, meaning what it ensures. I, independent, can be developed separately. N, negotiable, not a fixed contract. V, valuable, delivers real benefit. E, estimatable, the team can size it. S, small, can finish in one sprint. T, testable, clear acceptance criteria. If your user story doesn't pass INVEST, it's probably a phantom. What makes a user story phantom? A phantom story is vague, you don't know what it really means. Contextless, no details, no comments, no acceptance criteria. Ownerless, no one remembers who added it. Risky, you build something and it gets rejected. Result, you burn hours, sprint velocity drops, confidence shatters, trust vanishes. Here's a trap. Meet Ava, a junior QA engineer. She was told, your job is to increase our team's velocity. So she started testing everything at lightning speed, skipped user flows, ignored edge cases. Lots of bugs passed. Velocity, quality, customer satisfaction. Lesson learned. High velocity without purpose is just motion, not progress. Scene 5. Value-driven development, the right way. Prioritize features that users need, talk to product owners, understand goals, quality over quantity, fewer tickets, more impact. Use feedback loops. Listen to customers, not just metrics. Celebrate valuable outcomes. We improved sign-up rate by 20%, greater than we closed 12 tickets. Agile lesson for freshers. Velocity is a tool, not a trophy. Measure progress by impact, not just output. Agile isn't about doing more, it's about doing what matters. Ask this before starting. Who is this helping and how? Agile mantra. Don't just count the points.